once again, back once again, back once again, back once again, back once again with a beat. Let the bass kick.
Wisdom starts with a decision. First, we must choose to receive it, and then it becomes our constant companion, guiding us on the journey God has called us to. I'm Scott, and this is the Wisdom in All Things podcast. Today's episode, developing or regaining the trait of trust. Riddle me this. What takes years to build, seconds to lose, and forever to rebuild? Trust. And what I might add to this riddle is that it also can't be bought or sold. Loyalty, maybe, but trust is not absent one day and acquired the next. Something as valuable as priceless and years in the making. However, we act as though this isn't the case. We're now living at a time when everything is for sale. Price tags are put on things that are priceless every single day. Have we missed or conveniently ignored the paradox in putting a price tag on something that is priceless? The moment we do, it ceases to be priceless. Taking years to build and being nearly impossible to restore are why breaking trust is so devastating. Growing up, I had complained about the stupid poles in the middle of our basement. Pretty inconvenient when trying to have an indoor hockey game when there are these poles in the middle of the rink. It is only after I got a little older, of course, and a little wiser that I learned that those stupid poles were holding up the house. Trust is crucial. It is the load-bearing wall that undergirds the proper functioning and health of any relationship, society, or government. Absent trust, the whole entity is weakened and eventually falls in on itself. While trust and other priceless items such as freedom and innocence should not be bought or sold, they do come with a cost, which may explain why we put a price tag on it. Being trustworthy begins to cost us too much, so we let it go, oftentimes at ridiculously steep discounts. At first glance, the 9th commandment of the 10 Commandments can give us the impression that it's referring to a more formal setting like a courtroom, when in fact, as is the case with the other commandments, it should be evident throughout our lives, in all settings, with everyone, and not just our neighbor. Exodus 20:16, which features the 9th commandment. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. The latter 6 of the 10 commandments focus primarily on how we are to treat each other. It could easily be argued that God included the 9th commandment because trust is so crucial in our relationship with others. We are not to bear false witness or testimony against our neighbor. God cannot lie, Titus 2:1, and we are called to reflect that by being truth tellers worthy of trust. From his book, The 10 Greatest Struggles of Your Life, Pastor Colin Smith goes on to reveal that this means we are to deal in truth rather than lies, in precision rather than distortion, and in honesty rather than deception. Trust defines the relationship. I see one benefit from the pandemic is revealing the level of trust employers actually have of their employees. A recent article in the Harvard Business Review concluded that the forced transition to working from home has eroded the trust within the workforce. Early on, workers were given the benefit of the doubt, but now with the rise of electronic monitoring of their work, it seems that the strains of remote working is wearing down company culture and people's goodwill, they found. Trust truly defines our relationships, and we earn trust by demonstrating that we are trustworthy. As was pointed out in the HBR article, a lack of information creates mystery, and in a relationship of any kind, the unknown is cause for concern. So here are 4 crucial questions we can ask that lead to our clearly demonstrating our trustworthiness. First, how reliable are you? We should first consider the simplest things, like being on time. If we're not dependable with even the smaller matters, we'll be hard-pressed to gain anyone's confidence in our ability to handle the more serious responsibilities. So first, how reliable are you? Second, how consistent are you? Do you respond the same way regardless of the situation? Knowing how you have responded in the past gives a person or employer the means of determining what they can expect of you in the future. Third, do you deal in truth? Are you facts-based? Can someone come to you knowing they'll get the truth, regardless of whether or not they agree with you? Another way to look at this is having a commitment to precision. Fourth, are you honest? Do you express what needs to be said, especially what may be hard to hear? This comes with the added requirement that what is said is done so with love. Accuracy is no excuse for insensitivity and thoughtlessness. Trust is vital, but an increasingly hard-to-come-by character quality. There is very little of any consequence that can be accomplished without it. The well-being of any company, the culture, and our country are dependent on this load-bearing wall, no matter the cost. Thanks for listening to the Wisdom in All Things podcast. That's how we quickly understand and apply wisdom in all things, mind, body, and soul. If you want to dig into it a little bit more, you can do that by stopping by wisdominallthings.com.